Hello, and welcome to All I Do Is Fail. I'm your host, Tom Elwes. I'm joined today, as ever, by my co-host, Mr. Ali Woods.
Hey Tom, hey listeners, how's it going, Tom? You all right?
I'm okay. I'm a little sniffly, but
Are you still dry?
I am still dry.
I'm very impressed.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we are honoured to be joined by the fantastic Chloe Patz.
Hi, thanks for having me.
Hey Chloe, how are you today? You okay?
Pretty good, yeah, pretty good. I'm not doing dry January, and I had a few beers last night.
Oh, legends!
A bit of a legend, feeling slightly rusty.
What's a few
right.
beers?
I think I had 6 in
Nice.
the end. Yeah,
Pints or
6 you can remember?
bowls?
Yeah.
6. What did you say? Bowls.
Pints or
Oh,
bowls?
6 bowls.
Six
Six
bowls
bowls of beer.
Yeah.
How are we consuming beer these days?
Well, no, you might go to a bar and
That's how
give you
they.
a bottle.
That's how they. Oh, you said bottle. I thought you said bowl.
Yeah, bowl.
That's you getting little dishes.
Pint or bowl.
You were just getting. You get the
pretty
fish bowls.
hipster
You're
cafe.
very fish bowl. Bowl. Tom, you got very fish. Actually, no, incorrect. You are the promoter who says, "All right, lads, get you 3 fish bowls in there." That's your vibe.
On a strip.
Yeah, exactly. That's it. Yeah.
You know what? When I was a teenager, I was so jealous of that cool guy
Yeah.
on the strip, like talking to all the girls and stuff when I was a sort of awkward teenager.
Did
And
you
now,
ever
how
do
do you feel
those-
about him?
I mean, I feel like if you're still doing it now, you need to just buck up your ideas. But,
Well,
like,
but you've become him.
yeah, maybe. Maybe I've come full circle and that's all I wanted to do. It's sort
What's
of
that
like-
Batman thing? To conquer fear, you must become
Become
fear.
fear, yeah.
To conquer the douchebag on the strip,
Yeah,
you've
yeah.
become him.
It's sort of like that is a Eddie Izzard bit, like of the circle, where it's like here's a fuck boy and like here's just like the pasty teenager, and then he come like
Just
full
go
circle,
around
yeah.
the whole thing. Did you ever go on one of those holidays to like Zante or Malaga or Magaluf or one of those ones?
I never did, and I was about to say I wish that I did, but quickly reneged on that in my head. Did you? You guys?
I went to
Guilty.
Ibiza aged
14.
no, like 18 when I was 18.
But it's just about being horny and pulling, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think that when
Well, the irony is, and when we spoke about this with Jacob Hawley, is you get there and it's probably 99% blokes, and it's a lot of blokes sitting around being like, heard all the girls are in Zante this year, and you're just like, they're never where you are. They're just,
Another
they're always
place.
in another
Yeah.
place. It's
Yeah.
just like, oh god, okay. So yeah, I don't know. It's a lot of male testosterone, a lot of fighting, and
Great.
Everyone's buff, man. Everyone's waged. There's so many guys out there who are
Yeah.
like clearly just done everything on their body. This was pre-Love Island as well, so
Yeah.
now it must be mad, man. People
Yeah.
must
so
be-
did you go?
I went Malio when I was 18.
And how did you feel? Like being surrounded by all these hench guys as a pasty ginger, like did you feel?
Excuse
that,
me.
Did you feel?
Sorry,
that,
what?
As a fucking
Thank you.
loser,
Yeah,
how
as a
did you
fucking
feel?
melt. What was your life
Always a
like?
pleasure, Chloe Pets.
Yeah.
Lived with
As
us
a-
for Edinburgh this year. Closest friend.
disgusting nerd. No, I just feel like Ali, like you're obviously very handsome
Oh,
now.
stop. You
I
don't have
know
to
whether you
backtrack.
were when you were 18, but I feel like in that situation where you're out on a night out and you can't allow your shiny personality to come through, and it's just sort of basically a meat market. Of
It's
like,
just your art, like.
let's display
I-
my muscles.
yeah, I do.
How did you get on? Is what I'm asking.
I lost my virginity there.
Yeah, that's horrific. Why are we applauding that?
What was her
Thank you.
name? I don't remember.
It was Laurie Hershowitz. It was her virginity too.
Okay.
Yeah, big Jew.
So
big
was
Jew.
she a pre-existing friend?
No, but she was at the same hostel, and then we hung out and
Did
met.
you say she was a big Jew?
Big Jew.
Was she?
Hershowitz.
Okay.
Man, yeah. She was definitely not supposed to lose it to someone who was a non-Jew like me.
I do remember being incredibly just intimidated and just thinking, wow, they were like these like big like northern, and like they were 18, they're probably the same age as us, but I just remember thinking that they looked about like at least 10 years older and like just had
Yeah.
arms that would.
It was just
like,
different vibe. Because we were like, before we go to university, let's go and
Yeah.
have a crazy lads holiday.
Yeah.
And then they were like, we left school at 17 and we're scaffolders. And
Yeah.
it's like, we earn like
I'm on leave from the
21K.
army.
Yeah, exactly. Like literally, like I'm spending I'm getting
Yeah.
fucking on it, man.
Yeah,
Yeah, exactly. Because
yeah.
I might die next year. So
Yeah.
let's, So it was sort of different attitudes, I guess. But I had a great time. I loved it.
But
It was different though, as you say, like, because your personality can't come through. Obviously, Tom does very well in those situations. I struggle because I'm more about the chat because I'm a softie.
so
Why does no
embarrassing.
one believe
no,
that?
everyone's just looking at you, just like,
That's
shut up.
gross.
Oh, God, you're awful. Yeah.
I just really think that we should get over this
Yeah.
and just become about energies.
Yeah.
Because no one agrees with me.
Well, in Ibiza, I had that experience that a lot of idiots have in Ibiza, which is you take drugs for the first time and listen to house music, and then you're like, well, I only listen to house music now. This is my life. It's basically a religion. So that was my experience, like being 18 in Ibiza.
Was it good?
Well, I just feel like I probably liked the drugs, and then I was just like, oh, okay. The only time you ever really listen to like deep house, I don't know about you guys, but the only time
I'm always switching on deep house.
Claim.
yeah, big claim.
Tom
The
Allen.
only time I would ever listen to deep house or industrial techno is when absolutely off my face. So yeah, I had that experience where I was like, well, this is incredible, this is amazing. But actually, I think I was just in love with the drugs.
You might offend our deep house listeners.
industrial
our-
techno
Yeah,
people.
industrial techno DJs that
Yeah.
listen in to all I do is
I
dance.
just don't get it. Like, I wouldn't sit on like the bus listening to.
Thank you.
a
No
bit
one
of
does
deep-
that.
Do you know what I mean?
No.
And like, I know I really don't want to sound super old, but I don't think that they can tell the difference between all the songs.
No, in those clubs, no one's just like, oh, this is my favourite one.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
like,
yeah,
Squares
yeah.
we got in.
This is
Look
like,
at these
oh, this
squares
is
we
my-
got in Horatio. Me
Yeah.
and Horatio over here.
No,
Yeah,
you
but
got-
I don't think-
next
I
you're gonna
don't
tell me you
think-
can't tell the difference between four to the floor and offbeat
Yeah, mate, I
syncopated.
do it to get to sleep. Just put
Yes.
on my headphones.
But I think
Just
that
drill
that's,
noises, 10 hours. YouTube. It's a YouTube
I think that
playlist.
reflects worse on you than it does on us.
Yeah.
Hey, mate, house is a perfectly legitimate sort of genre of music. One I don't listen to. One I will say, but
I can't imagine
I
the
know.
Horatio listening to sort of like steampunk techno.
Yeah, I'm a Zoomer though, guys. We're different generations, so
Okay.
you're a who?
I'm a Zoomer.
As-
We've been over this. You guys are
Gen
millennials.
Z.
I'm a Zoomer.
Oh right,
On the
okay.
cut-off line. Just
Yeah.
What-
you're
what's
young
the difference?
millennials. I'm
That's
an
our-
old Zoomer.
Again, by the way, we never introduced him, but Horatio, our producer, having a go at us for being too old. That's the way.
What are Zoomers? What's the
What
character?
music do you like then? What are Zoomers supposed to be into?
Donk.
What's
Excuse-
donk?
Donk was from like
I can't
2005.
just-
noises.
That was like a northern. Do you remember
Yeah, yeah.
Donk?
It
Do you
was
remember
like-
Donk music?
It's like sped up game music.
It was like there was remixes of like
Yeah, that was like a
Pa-
Blackpool- it was like
Night
a Blackpool
Party.
thing.
Yeah.
No,
not Night
Party
Party.
Shank. Party Shank.
yeah.
Did anyone listen to Party Shank?
It was like dance music
I
from
was-
Blackpool.
I
Donk
haven't
music.
said that word in ages, man. Fucking hell, Party
Yeah.
Shank. Man, they were big in my school at one point.
And it just constantly be like, put a donk on it. Put a
Yeah,
donk on it.
yeah, that's it.
Put a donk on it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Awful.
Yeah. Okay. That's that. I like that. That's like retro and hipster for
Yeah,
you
yeah,
now.
yeah.
Like
It's
donk
kind of old
music.
school.
Yeah. I did watch that Channel 4 documentary on grime in Blackpool. That was interesting. That was like, did anyone ever see that? With the little
Yeah, he
kids?
talks about
No,
it
I
before on
haven't
the thing.
seen
No, I haven't
Oh
seen it.
man,
no.
it was like that's an unbelievable scene they've got going on there. It's a whole world of.
Well, that's quite funny, isn't it? Because it does seem like the seaside towns have a good bit of grime going.
I mean,
on in it.
good. Like like a good. I wouldn't say that the music was good, but yeah, they do have like a lot of
A
grime,
large amount of, but like
Yeah.
Brighton's got
a grime scene.
a grime scene,
Yeah,
I think.
yeah. I don't. Yeah.
Well, as sort of grime authority. On
Yeah.
that.
Oh yeah. Sorry. Grime corner.
Well, let's do a thesis on it. What is it about the seaside towns that lends itself so well to grime?
A lot of them are depressing. I think that's. You know.
What seaside towns?
Yeah, well, in this country, Brighton not so much, but like places like a lot of seaside towns are pretty run down and not in a good shape at the
True,
minute.
and there is something quite existential about going and just sort of staring at the sea as well.
Yeah.
What's so speaking of staying at the sea, what was your holiday then when you were 18, 19? What were you saying?
I
Was
didn't
it
go on
a little
one.
camping trip somewhere.
A
or
little camping trip.
domestic.
What did I
Get the
do?
caravan out.
Get the caravan out.
Or was it
No.
like a fancy
So
one?
when all my friends went, I think to Malia they went, and I just said no, I don't want to come. And I think it was I just didn't like. I don't really like summer fashion. Do you know what I mean? And I just couldn't imagine what I would wear in those situations. And also, I think it was just at the cusp where I was realising I was gay, and I was like, I don't think I want to be around
Oh, yeah.
these awful
Yeah.
men.
It was very hetero environment.
There's nothing for me here, is what I was thinking. So instead, what I did is I got when I was 18, my nan gave me a bit of money, and I went and stayed in Italy with a family and nannied their kid for a month.
Wow.
That's great.
It was really nice, yeah. I had
Yeah.
a really nice time.
was the kid Italian?
Yeah, but she spoke She was
English.
bilingual.
Right,
yeah,
right,
yeah.
right.
Did you have a lot? Because one of my cousins was doing that in Paris recently and had an awful time. Just like parents were insane, and I was just like, yeah, it all sort of fell apart, and she had to leave. But was yours a
That's
good
fun,
experience?
Tom. Good,
Yeah,
good comedy story
No, it's
there.
that, yeah.
No, I see.
Stop
what you-
doing your bits, Tom. It's not a stand-up show.
It was a nightmare. She was traumatized. It
Yeah,
was,
traumatized. What a kook. Anyway, yeah, she's not with us.
I
but
think
yeah.
you're being unfair,
I think
Alex.
the parents hit the kids. It was,
I think what he was trying to do was a lovely segue into the theme of your podcast, which is about failure. But unfortunately, I can't say that this was a failure. I had an absolutely delightful time.
There you go. All
Family
I do is
was
win
so
over
nice. They had a little cat. God, I've forgotten about that cat. Jesus Christ, I went
look-
somewhere then, didn't I?
Here. You look, you look like a Vietnam vet there. For a minute. We had a lovely cat.
Maybe I've just blocked something out and I've had
Yeah.
a really
You're right.
traumatic incident with the cat. Why did I bring up the cat?
Oh dear, this could be the first sort of cat-related
breakdown.
Yeah, so we had a few breakdowns in here, mostly me, but yeah, let's.
No, I had a nice time. Yeah.
Cool.
That was it.
All right. Well, yeah. Currently this week, I haven't had the best time. Had a cold. Not good.
What's going on? Was that from Kissing Girls?
And that is just from probably cafe mode last night in basement. Really.
We can't keep on ripping on cafe mode on this podcast and then keep playing it. What does that say about us?
I don't know.
There's this gig in London that's awful, and I'll be there this Thursday.
we're literally always there. Yeah, got a bit of a cold. Bit worried. It's the Chinese virus that is currently going around. Are we all aware of the Chinese deadly
Mate,
virus?
why are you here? I don't want to get a cold off you.
Yeah,
It's
You know,
actually,
If
What
you're
is
gonna
the
get
Chinese? What's the Chinese virus?
Chinese. It sounds like a Farage thing. He's made up.
The Chinese
Chinese-
virus is coming
There's
over.
a Chinese virus,
It's
mate.
coming over.
There is a Chinese, I'm going to say it, virus in this country.
Absolutely despise star signs, mainly because I'm the shittest one, and everyone's always just
What's
like,
your star
I'm a
sign?
Scorpio, right?
I'm a Scorpio. What's wrong with
Apparently,
that?
we're the shittest ones.
What's Scorpio?
Why not you? I'm
Just sort of like
not everyone.
angry and defensive.
No, I'm not.
Like very like just sort of like defensive, loyal but defensive.
I think I'm. So when is that? When is that like?
It's the 22nd of November, but I don't remember. So about a month before.
So
that.
I think I'm on the cusp. So I'm on the 23rd of October, so I think I'm when Libra changes to Scorpio.
Right.
And I thought I was a Libra my whole entire life, and everyone that I said to would be like, "Oh yeah, you're a classic Libra. You're a classic Libra."
Yeah.
And then as soon as I realised I was a Scorpio, I'm like, "Yeah, you're a classic."
Oh,
Libra.
yeah,
We
no,
know
but
all
that's a
of
very Scorpio move.
Yeah,
Libra
exactly.
and yeah, no, I get that.
But some people just get so like into it, and they're just like, oh god, well, this, people. I've heard people of like not dating people because their star signs would clash.
Right, good.
Yeah, that's
Good to
honestly,
see that,
yeah,
actually.
Yeah, and there's people in this world.
What do we clash with? Do you know? You look like you know.
No, I have no idea. I don't pay any attention. To be honest, I spent my whole life getting really angry at people when they're like, "Oh, you're a Scorpio. You got your walls up, do you? Got your walls up."
That is classic Scorpio.
Piss me off so much. Yeah. To the point was a whole community on social media of like
You've joined
like,
apparently. You
like
seem to know a
bashing
lot.
Scorpios and like having a go at us for putting our walls up. I don't know.
You just got to let people in,
Okay, well.
and I have to as well. as
Yeah,
a
exactly.
Scorpio.
Well, we all have to
we're
apparently. Yeah.
Mad that we're all Scorpios. What are the chances? Did you get me here for a little support group?
This is where we plot to get that group against us. Well, yeah, and I hope you get fine again soon, Tom, because it's not good seeing you in this
This situation.
awful state
Yeah,
of
yeah,
looking
yeah.
absolutely normal.
A bit stiffly. But talking of walls up, there's a man who has been on Question Time in the last week who really wants to put walls up to this country. Mr. Lawrence Fox.
Segue. Radio 1, are you listening?
Yeah, are you listening? Yeah, he went on Question Time for the listeners who don't know, and he said that calling me straight and white was racist. How do we feel, guys?
Well, like how much do we agree with him? Or like... I will say as a disclosure, I have only seen little clips from my social bubble.
Yeah.
So I've only seen one side of it. I haven't watched the whole thing. But from what I can tell, he has what we describe on this podcast before as it's the new selling out, right? So if you're a white guy that's fairly mediocre at your field, what
In the
you-
media,
in
in the
the
media.
media, what you can do now instead of like working to get better, you can say that the reason you're not getting any opportunities is because
Yeah.
you're Australian white, and then get a whole different audience who will be very loyal to you.
Super loyal.
Super loyal. They will back everything you say.
Are you guys tempted to do that?
So that's what we're sort of planning with this podcast, basically.
I'm just going to go all right.
Ali's debut is going to be called White is Right.
All right, alt right, do is fail.
All White on the Night.
All right on the night.
He's got loads of names lined up.
That's quite good. That's a
Yeah.
good pun for
Yeah.
Tom.
Don't unpack 'cause you're going back, or is that too
Don't
much?
unpack 'cause you're going
yeah,
back.
all right. I'll stay off the podcast. Actually, you guys
Okay,
carry on.
right, good. Yeah, it's a bit too real for
Yeah,
you,
yeah,
Horatio.
yeah,
sometimes.
yeah, it comes
I
a bit
thought I
too
wanted a bit
quick
of fun
to-
with these kind of puns, but I obviously had that too locked and loaded. Okay.
Yeah.
He's got them written down, just racist puns ready to go.
He's
Never
got his
needs
forum up. He's got a video chat with one of his edgelord mates over there. Just
The
catching
incel
in.
community.
Oi, I'm going to get them with this one. And then the guy's like, nice, in like an
Trying to get
anonymous
some
mask.
listeners, man. This is how you do it.
Yeah.
So,
Appeal to the edgelords.
Yeah.
Edgelords, and do you know what edgelords are?
Yeah. I know what edgelords
yeah,
are.
Yeah. Well,
That's one question I can answer in the affirmative.
yeah.
so that's what it feels like. I would speculate if you met this bloke a couple years ago, he wouldn't have been all avid politics stuff, but has obviously seen his gap and gone well in for it.
I didn't even think he saw his gap. I think he said that as a flippant comment on Question Time. Realised how much press he got, which is more. No one knew who this guy
So
was.
what was the thing, right? So this the lady in the crowd. I've seen it. The lady in the crowd was saying he wouldn't understand how racist this country is
he's a straight
because he's white. It wasn't so much about the straight. It was about the like because you're just a white man. You don't have this. And then he was like assuming I think a certain way because of the color of my skin is racist. And then half the crowd were like. But as always, with question time, whatever anyone says, half the crowd goes.
Yeah. It's just bullshit, man. It's that thing of people don't. I think it's the fault of the left as well, partially in that we haven't super nuanced our language to make it.
Oh, you're on the left. Tom, has this been a book?
Oh God. Okay.
Sorry, listeners. Apparently, one of them Trotskys is going to let themselves in. Let's get her out.
And proud.
So on the left, on the super left, there's an issue.
Well, we haven't sort of nuanced our language because, like, I feel like we're able to kind of sit here and be like, we understand that someone saying that whiteness and the society that we live in kind of like props up a racist,
agenda.
Not agenda. What's the word? Like systemic racism, basically.
Right, yeah.
But we instead of saying that in a more clear and open way, we've just said everyone's racist.
Yeah.
And,
You're racist. Then.
and people are like, I'm not racist because like I don't go out in the street and like shout at a black person or go to the corner shop and shout the P word or whatever. People are like, I'm not racist. They don't understand the more sort of like subtle, sort of covert racist behaviours that they engage in. And Lawrence Fox is, to conclude, a very stupid man.
This is really ignorant, isn't it? It's just like classic, just like flippant ignorant. And then he doubled down a week later by I Saw 1917.
Oh,
Fantastic
yes.
film. Should all see it.
Oh yeah,
And
I
he
haven't seen it yet.
There is a scene with a Sikh soldier.
Yeah.
And he's just said that was PC gone mad, that they would put a Sikh soldier. But then he did apologise yesterday after like historians pointed out to him that there were many Sikh soldiers who
Like
fought
something
in
like
World War
1 million Sikhs fought in World War One or something.
Something insane. But yeah, I don't know. He just that's just like a classic. Just like, well, I've got some fame. I've got to double down on this. Got to keep this media storm running about me.
Well,
but that's the thing for all of us like bashing him on places like this. He'll have said stuff like that on Question Time, and I have loads of people in his inbox going, "Too right, mate. You're absolutely on the money there. Like, finally, someone's saying it."
Piers Morgan,
when you appear in live.
Piers Morgan was all over it,
loves
loving
it.
it. He was just like telling it how it is. And then he said the Sikh thing, and then Piers Morgan like bashed him for the Sikh thing, but then was like, but everything else you said, I'm fully on board with. Just like, oh.
Piers
God.
Morgan's very good at that, about just recognising when it
Where's
slightly
the
goes too over and then going, oh, I don't agree with that.
Yeah.
But that to the side. Let's see it. The guy's made some really good...
So this isn't actually my first run-in with Lawrence Fox. At the age of probably 16 to 18, I was obsessed with Billie Piper to the point that I had a picture of her in my wallet. And
Was this at the point where you were starting to thinking maybe
Maybe
guys
gay.
aren't for me?
I think there might be a few
I
indications.
just like
of-
Doctor Who. Okay.
I just really know. I was starting to realise. And
Was it pop career Billie Piper or Doctor Who Billie Piper?
Doctor Who Billie Piper,
okay.
yeah. In fact, I had to take a day off school after the scene where she got like trapped in that parallel universe because I was so upset.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Blimey heck.
And bearing in mind, like Doctor Who was on the Saturday, so I had the Sunday to recover, but I couldn't. I needed to take the Monday
Too much,
as well. Like
too
it was too
much.
much. It also happened when I read Noughts and Crosses by Mallory Blackman. I had to take a day off school because I was so depressed.
Wow.
Anyway, Billie Piper, big obsession of mine. So sort of knew the ins and outs of her life and knew that she was married to Lawrence Fox.
She got married. She was married to
She was
Lawrence
married
Fox.
to Lawrence
that
Fox for
right?
a period of time.
Gossip.
Yeah.
Was
I
it
didn't
Billie
know
married?
that.
I thought she was married to the radio DJ for a bit.
Don't question me.
Okay.
Yeah.
She was Chris Evans.
Yeah, okay.
But
I didn't realise. Yeah, Chris Evans married her when he was like when she was really young. She was like 18 and he was like way old.
I like that Chloe who literally had a picture of her for 2 years in her wallet, and then Tommy like, nah. I think you're misunderstanding, mate. Because
I wasn't poo-pooing
I
that.
remember hearing something in a pub once.
You weren't poo-pooing her.
No,
Who are you?
I wasn't pooing. I just
poo-pooing
knew
her.
also she was married to the Radio 1 DJ.
play. I wasn't Do not poo-poo me, Mr. Elwes. How dare you? I know Mr. Fox's engagements and arrangements.
I was not poo-pooing her.
Yeah.
All right, Horatio. Okay, calm down.
One
So
one doth know that she was also she was married. So she's been married twice, Billie Piper.
I think she's on to her third now.
Oh wow. Okay.
It does happen, Tom.
I'm not going to go. This isn't well, you should be married to one person and one person only.
I was thinking more
Me and the
like,
other
getting
incels.
married's lame, man. I'm gonna give up all the babes for one babe, man. Like, come on. Married 3 times. 3 balls and chains, all I'm seeing.
You were doing that voice again there.
What's that for
You were doing the voice.
What voice is that?
You know the voice.
What voice is that, Tom?
Ali over the last 2
Say
episodes
what
has
the
been
voice
doing a
is.
black voice. Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
We had Michael
that a
Odewale.
black
We had a Michael. That wasn't a black.
It was going there.
That
though.
was an American.
Yeah.
Michael Odewale was on.
Yeah.
And I was doing a bit, and then he said, I was saying something. He's like, is that a bit? And then he was like, no. And then it developed into me doing it, like delivering it like sort of Chris Rock, all big and then Michael called that the black voice, which now is staged. And obviously Michael says it, and we were like, it's funny. But now he's not here.
Yeah, you do need context for that.
Yeah.
So we maybe we should just get him to sort of sit in on this if any of it comes
Just
up.
a bit of an ident.
But yeah, I can do a good sort of Chris Rock, Kevin Hart, sort of shouting it, like patrolling the stage. But it always feels a bit awkward. But Tom always wants to make me do it because he thinks black people are like a fucking.
No, I just think it's racist
But,
and I like
no.
being in an awkward situation.
It's not racist. It's Kevin Hart, Chris Rock. The problem is we
that what
can't
your
call
voice
it the
was?
black
It's not
voice.
racist. It's not racist.
We can't call it the black voice because that's racist.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Either Max or Ivan from Max and Ivan, I can't tell the difference between them. I'm not sure which one is which. But it's a real shame because Max or Ivan does the most incredible Shaggy impression that I've ever seen in my whole entire life. And
Oh,
it is
really brilliant.
spot on, but so inappropriate.
Yeah.
And it's just such a shame that he has that talent and
It's
the
like-
world isn't going to see it.
But like.
And the world shouldn't.
Yeah. I went to the last family holiday when I was to Barbados. It was sick, right?
That must have been a nightmare for you.
Oh yeah, I was undercover, but
Yeah,
it
was
was.
like basically going on a trip to Dignitas for
I
you.
used to, the shower was just sun cream. But I was on they went to get a boat tour, and this white bloke came on, and then he was giving the tour, and he was Bajan,
Yeah.
and I was like, he had the accent. I was like,
It's like David Rodigan.
it's like
sort of like,
Did you
can't-
go up and like, you're
can't-
not allowed to?
I was like,
I'm
I'm
actually
finding
some
this. I was like,
copies.
you can't say that, man. He was like, this is Rihanna's house. I was like, stop taking the piss. But he was just from the island, man. But it's anyway.
does happen.
Anyway, Billie Piper married to Lawrence Fox.
Do you know what? The longer we draw this story out, the more anticlimactic it's going to become.
Did you meet him?
Yeah, I just saw him in a Five Guys one time.
At least I think it
So
was
he
him.
said nothing racially offensive to you, or
No, I just stared at him, and it wasn't at that point because I knew that he was a fascist, it was because of my allegiance to Billy Piper.
Right.
So do you think Lawrence Fox is like, yeah, scum, evil, fascist person, or where do you land on him?
I think it's like it's fun to say that he's an evil fascist. I think it is more nuanced and complicated than that. But I just have no fucking time for him. Like, get yourself, educate yourself.
Yeah.
Like, look beyond the end of your own nose. And like, I'm not even going to engage with him.
That's the thing, because I get annoyed at the people who like retweet Kate Hopkins taking the piss and like, why is this woman still relevant? It's like, it's because of people like you just like ignore, let them go into obscurity.
Yeah.
Don't give them some rope to grab onto relevance still.
Yeah, the best power you can do is ignoring people in this day and age.
Yeah.
Like, because negative press is just as powerful now. You know,
And
you'll find an audience for it.
I think the thing that's probably a bit more disturbing with Lawrence Fox is that he's stupid and he believes it, whereas Katie Hopkins,
She doesn't believe half the shit
She doesn't
she
believe
says.
it. She's just saying it.
You
She's
reckon?
just,
Yeah,
she's just
100%.
saying the most awful thing that she can think of. She's saying
trigger
it.
people.
I just think like, what a fucking shame. Like, what's her eulogy going to be like when she dies? Hopefully soon. But do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, what a sad life.
Well, the sad thing is, like, her loyal supporters will be there, you know, blowing her into the
There's
ground,
loads of
cheering
people,
and
yeah.
clapping, and like, and that's the thing with like, Lawrence Fox. Like I think he said that as a flippant thing on Question Time, and now it's
Yeah,
all
and
gone,
you agree
and
with him.
now he's just got this like huge following because of it.
Yeah, I don't think he said it on purpose to get
No.
this huge following, but I think it's like, we can't say that, like, he believes that. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Why was he there in the first place? Was he there to be the straight white man
I don't know.
antagonist in
I don't
the?
fucking know.
It was a debate about the royals, wasn't it? It was a debate about
Right.
Meghan, and was it
Maybe he knows
institutional
them or something.
racism? Like,
Does it put Billy Piper down in your estimations?
Do you think
No,
she shares those
divorced
views?
him. Nah, she definitely doesn't share those views. She's proper, like, she's pro-Labour and like,
Are you still
Is it?
into Billy Piper? What's she up to
Yeah,
now?
yeah.
What's she up to now?
What's Billy?
What's up with? Let's go to this week's update with Billy Piper.
Billy
We go to
Piper.
our Billy Piper correspondent, Chloe Petts. Chloe, what have you got for us?
I think she's doing theatre at the moment. Yeah,
Oh, nice.
yeah.
I like playing it cool now. I think
yeah.
she's doing theatre,
Doing
maybe in a
theatre.
play
yeah,
that's
yeah.
running from the 2nd of February to 14th of March.
What are Billy Piper fans called? Do you have a name for them?
The Pipettes.
Yes.
Nice.
Actually, another story about Billy Piper is when I was 17, I was on a school trip. We went to the Almeida to watch the show, and she was in the audience, and I didn't watch any of the show. I just stared at her for the whole 2 hours.
Wow.
And we were meant to be writing it as our sort of GCSE piece.
But you
just
you wanted to write a piece
The
on Billy
mise
Piper.
en scène of Billy Piper's left ear.
You were the original sort of reaction video watcher
Yeah.
there. You were like, I want to
Yeah.
see Billy Piper react to this
Yeah,
play.
live Gogglebox.
Yeah.
What was I talking about? Oh yeah, did you see Secret Diaries of a Cool Girl?
I saw bits.
Oh guys,
They're good.
Yeah, horny as fuck. Yeah, really good shit for the avid Billy Piper fan. Yeah.
Hardcore.
Yeah.
Yeah. Is there like sort of? I'm sure there's forums and fan fiction and all that kind of stuff about that.
Do you know what? I haven't sorted that out, but that is going to be a lovely afternoon.
I was going to
activity
say,
for
have you
me.
met other Billy Piper fans that you've chatted with or not?
Not really. I think I'm the only staunch one.
I could
Yeah.
probably 100% will be a sort of forum somewhere.
Yeah, definitely.
With a lot of like fan fiction. Like,
Yeah.
fan fiction just comes up. Anything really niche stuff. There's fan fiction about.
I only realised very recently that there's like a genre of porn where people Photoshop celebrities' heads onto a body.
That's
which
becoming
looks,
a new thing.
That's
yeah.
mental, isn't it?
Yeah, the deep fake is going into porn, which is crazy, man. You could, it might get to a point where you could type any celebrity you want to see having sex and then just watch it. That's mad, isn't it?
Yeah.
You alright?
I would.
Your voice just broke. Really fun.
I was, yeah, I am worried about porn. That's
Yeah.
the
See,
upset
the
porn.
vanity in me is thinking about that, being like, if someone deepfaked my head and but like to like a guy with like a huge penis and a much better body, I'd be pretty chuffed. I'd be
got a
like,
good body.
I'd be like, oh, this is
You got a
this is
good look at
great.
that. That's good, isn't it?
Oh wait, I forgot to ask, how's the 6-pack going?
Oh, it's okay. It's moving along.
He's doing a
Do you wanna
6-pack
show us?
challenge.
No. It's only 2.5 weeks in, but
Okay.
yeah, 12 weeks. Gonna try it.
What have you actually been doing for it? Just loads of setups.
Been wishing really hard. Giving to charity.
spraying
Yeah,
it.
exactly. Yeah. I've got one of those like metal packs that Ronaldo.
Yeah.
Like they get Ronaldo, who's already got an amazing body, just put it on and be like, "This is how I keep in shape." And then, no, I just changed my diet and I go to the gym 4 times a week.
Nice.
good.
Yeah. Okay, guys, we are going to take a quick break and then we'll be back with Fail of Your Life with Chloe Petts. Okay, guys, we are back in. Chloe, we are going to move on to fail of your life. Take it away. The floor is yours.
Well, actually, I haven't really thought about it.
Good, and that's been Chloe Petts, ladies and gentlemen. Now we got a live show.
What is a fail of my life? I was
So
thinking
sh-
about little mini fails.
Yeah,
I
let's do it.
went through a spell at school where I couldn't stop ripping my trousers straight down the middle in really inopportune times, and
What was going on there?
I don't know.
Was the trousers too small? Was
Yeah.
it-
Maybe that, but I also, when like people go through a pattern of behaviour and they're like, oh, why is this shit always happening to me? And then they realise that actually they're seeking out those situations for something that's self-serving, but it's subconscious. Maybe I wanted to rip
You just wanted to
My
rip your
trousers.
trousers. It was.
all the time. But there was one. I
There was a
think
cry
that-
for help through jeans.
Yeah, jean ripping.
Yeah.
Jean ripping.
Where would it? Round down the back?
Like straight down the
Oh,
front,
from the
down
front.
seat.
Yeah.
So the first time it happened, we were doing an open rehearsal of a school play, which was not Oliver the Musical, Olivia the Musical, and I was playing Fagin, and I was singing a song.
You were
and
Fagin, great
I
role.
was Fagin, thank
That's
you.
good, yeah. Can you sing?
I can hold a tune well enough
That's-
to,
yeah.
to I'm a character actor.
Okay.
And all the year sixes were coming round as like part of the open day to see whether they
And
wanted
what year
to
are
come
you
to
at this
school.
point?
I was year 10.
Okay.
Okay, so proper
And-
teenage
Getting-
years.
yeah.
Proper teenage
Thick
years.
of it.
And
Hormones.
actually, this now I think about it, it wasn't so much of a fail because it paints me in good light. Maybe I was doing it. Maybe I was doing a mini failure so I could show how I bounced back. Because basically, at one point in the song, I had to mime tripping and falling. So I fell, but then as I did it, my trousers ripped.
Good comedy.
completely down. Very good comedy, yeah.
Wait, are you in costume?
No, we weren't in costume at this point. And I was absolutely mortified, went bright red, but just grabbed the Artful Dodgers script, put it in front of me and carried on singing.
Hey, show must go on.
Show must go on.
That's good. But then after that, what how were you getting trousers from somewhere? Or?
Fortunately, I had a spare pair of trousers in my bag.
Smart.
In your bag, that's
Very, very fortunate. And then a couple of months later, we were playing rounders, and I was between third and fourth base in the bushes. No, that.
Yeah, I was going to say.
Nice.
Third base, nice, sweet.
No, I was fielding between third and fourth base, and I did an incredible diving catch. And
Who remembers? Whatever. Yeah, I think. Anyway, I mean,
In your mind, it was literally just like camera bulbs.
It's like 40,000 in the stadium, and here we go for
got
the
it.
final.
On the rounders finals.
The
Yeah.
final pitch of this rounders
Yeah,
tournament.
yeah.
Chloe Petts, what a wonderful tournament she's had so far. Exactly. Yeah.
diving catch, trousers stripped straight down the middle, and then the ball was ruled
But you
out, so
weren't-
the catch didn't count.
You're playing in trousers.
Like
Rounders.
trackies.
Oh, right,
Yeah,
okay.
trackies.
Oh, so tracksuit bottoms will rip
Yeah,
as well.
trackies, they rip, yeah.
Right.
I definitely remember. Here's a weird story. I definitely remember being at primary school and like if you forgot your PE kit, you just had to do it in your pants.
Yeah,
like, 100%.
yeah, that was
In
swimming.
hindsight, that was weird. Like,
Not cool, not on.
yeah, not all right. Yeah,
Same with comedy now.
yeah.
You got your comedy kit? I can get up there. And
To be honest,
you
some promoters, I wouldn't put it past
Yeah,
them.
true enough. So what happened with that one? So you got a catch, split your trousers, and then you've got no script. What's happening there? You got the rounders back there or something? Or
I think I had like an inner lining of the tracksuit bottom which was covering me. But
still
yeah, I've realised that I'm just telling you stories again where I'm like sort of heroically failing.
smashing.
Have you got any? What about relationship stuff? Any cataclysmic breakups or
No, not per se.
or unrequited love other than Billy
yeah.
Piper?
Quite a love other than Billy Piper.
You never know about Billy Piper. Maybe she just hasn't met you.
She might be into it. Do you know what I mean? I do have that like little secret thing in my head that like if I ever become a celebrity, I'm like maybe I'll meet Billy Piper and she'll be into it. Do you know what I mean?
It's that
Got a
sort of
fucking
like
chance.
that kind of what's the show? You. It's
Oh,
like
yeah, I have
that
seen that.
you mentality. Just like, but if we did, like, we would get on. Like, I just know that we would. Like, I know whatever, but really, just an hour in a room. That's all I need, and I can make this work.
Hour in a perspex box. That's
Yeah,
all I
I
need.
need, yeah, just
I
1
just need to
hour.
lock her in a room.
Yeah, and just really show her what a good person I am.
A really
Like,
good person, sort of Stockholm syndrome it. Like I'll be her only source of food and water.
Once she realizes there's no one else to pick from,
Yeah.
then I will be the
Yeah.
salvation.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So I'll just fake a nuclear holocaust, and it'll be perfect.
What would be your line to Billy Piper if you saw her? If you had to like
Probably.
Could just go straight up to her and say something that got her attention.
Hi, Billy. You all right?
She's like, another fan. What's
really?
this?
Okay.
I watched you watch a play once. Just whisper in her ear.
I once saw your ex-husband in a 5K.
I hate him too.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I could just say something about not being a fascist. That would be.
There you go.
That'd be good.
Fox.
So
you've never had relationships. I mean, you've come out. That must have been like a tough.
It's not a failure though. That's probably a big win, isn't it?
Big win, but I don't know. Like, is there anything along the way where you felt like, oh, it's a shame that person
was a
didn't
really
get
hard
it, or
part,
is because I've had a friend from school who I used to live with came out, and he's from a Muslim household, and you just had people who just like fucking hated him because of it, but you've just been able to ride it out. And
Yeah. And I think I've just like left behind anyone that's not been cool with it. I feel like, super privileged in that regard. I'm really worried now that I just have a very strange attitude towards failure, and I've just painted myself as the hero of my own story.
No, there's
Just blocking.
No
failures. Right,
no failures whatsoever.
Yeah.
Everyone thinks I'm perfect. So.
Yeah, well, there was this one time where I made lots of money. That's it. One time where everyone loved me. No fails here.
I remember, when I must have been 22 or something, and I was with an ex-girlfriend of mine, and she lived up in Scotland, so we were in Edinburgh.
Well, you were together at the time?
Yeah, we were together at the time. We were in Edinburgh on off-season, so just like normal people. We went on a night out, and I can't even remember, but I was absolutely smashed, and I started having a pop at a security guard, and then he got one of his security guard mates, and they dragged me out.
But like, what were you? An argument just with the bouncer?
Yeah, I can't even remember what it was about. I think I just felt like a sense of injustice over something, and then felt really justified in having a go at him. And obviously, I wasn't. And they just grabbed me and dragged me out.
Was your girlfriend annoyed?
Really pissed off. Yeah. I think it was a sort of a beginning of the end for us there.
Right.
That bit. Yeah.
Was that one of those where in the morning, how you feeling about it?
Absolutely shite. Like really fucking dreadful. Like bad anxiety to the max, where just when it just like it comes back into your head and you get a full bodily sensation of just like
because you've got the physical of the hangover as well, which is making you feel all out of sorts, and then you've got that just mental side of you coming in and just feeling the great shame.
And that'll still be like that'll still be something that if I'm laying in bed trying to fall asleep, that'll be a thing that pops back in, and I'll just I'll just grit my teeth and just feel awful about it,
So where do you think, like, I know you can't remember what it was exactly, but where do you think that sort of, because I'm a big believer in that the way you act drunk isn't like, it's not a different person, it's just stuff in you that you normally are able to just maintain, but when your inhibitions go out the window, sometimes it comes out. And,
definitely.
So that sort of injustice.
Yeah, justice is a big, like, if I see any perceived injustice, then I feel like I have to sort of like get involved.
But not necessarily even towards you, is it towards others?
Just anything that I've witnessed. And sometimes I've realised it can be sort of like quite an arbitrary morality that I'll have like imposed like that is the right and wrong of the situation. And other people might not think about it that way.
Has that ever like, I mean, that must lead to confrontation and stuff.
Yeah, it does lead into confrontation. I guess I'm not one of these people that like if something's like kicking off on the tube, I'll always get involved and like try and diffuse a situation.
Yeah. My rule is only if someone's videoing it. That's the rule.
I can be the hero.
I'm not going to get out there on analog, mate.
I didn't do 9 years of karate for nothing.
Do it yourself.
Yeah.
Just do it yourself.
I always carry a gorilla pod.
Yeah.
And I say it's for gigs, but really it's so I can quickly set up the camera and then go and be like, don't be racist, and then be like, hero Ginger.
Yeah.
Ginger Ninja gets involved, stops the bus. And so, but when did you start seeing that in yourself? Then, like, was that like when did you suddenly become this sort of thing of like, I'm gonna be the moral arbiter here. I'm gonna if I see wrong in the world, I'm gonna right it.
Probably like from a very young age, actually. And I think it comes from that thing of my parents are very sort of like have a very strong sort of moral compass of black and white, what is right and wrong. And it's not very nuanced seeing the shades of grey kind of thing.
Yeah.
So, but I think I've always been taught like, stand up and do what's right. And yeah, I feel like a huge responsibility
And
to step in.
with drinking, has it ever been too much, or has it always been?
Oh yeah,
to a
far
point
too
where
much.
it's-
Like I would definitely stick my oar in where it's not needed whatsoever. At all, yeah.
Well, especially on nights out and when you're inebriated, things get miscommunicated all the time, and
Yeah,
you
yeah,
might
yeah.
see something and you think it's one thing and it's actually another thing. And also, people are acting pretty depraved, and if you're
Yeah.
already in your head like I'm going to sort anything out I see, and then
Yeah.
it can lead to sort of.
But I've got far better at it, and I think it was a thing of when I would go on nights out with my gal mates. It would be like men would come over, and you'd always have like a dance circle, and I think the female dance circle is so that you have like as a collective views on every angle. To see who's- to
Eyes
see
on
who's
everything,
coming.
bags in the middle.
Yeah.
Everything's
And then
fucking-
like like guys do this thing where they'll rather than sort of like consensually ask to dance with that person, not even via words, like it could just be like eyes, like like are you interested? They'll just come up behind girls and start grinding on them. And yeah, having the circle means that you can kind of just like give your mate a little, there's one behind you. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Or you always see the guy in the club who's like the girl doesn't want to dance with them, but they're just trying to make eye contact anyway, and they're like just like constantly like bobbing their head to try and find that eye contact. It's just not going to happen.
And I think when I was younger, like I'd feel a real sense of responsibility of like going over and like, but everything all right here, guys, you need me to step in. But then what I've realised is just like my mates are more than equal to sort of handling it if they don't want that guy to be there to say no. And then if he's persistent, then we can go in and like help. But yeah, that's been a learning. Is that good enough as a failure?
Yeah. Do you want to plug anything before we go?
Yeah, please. So I'm doing a show at Vault Festival, various dates between January and March, and because I'm such a winner, I'm having extra dates added. So please check them out. I really need to sell them. That will be it for now. Thank you.
Cool. And your social media tags?
Oh, at Chloe Pets, CHLOE, Papa Echo Tango Sierra.
That's a weird way to spell pets, but there you go. There's extra letters in there.
Right, guys.
Can I help you? Sorry, Rachel, I thought you tuned out for a minute. Did you hear him texting on volume, on loud on his phone?
Was that on volume?
Yeah.
I was looking up news stories.
Yeah. Okay. Cool story, bro. Ali.
Live show, 21st of February. All I Do Is Fail. You'll see me, Tom, there with Book of Mum. Come check us out. Or inaidofchild.org. That'll be at the Vault
That's
Festival.
great, guys.
No
Congratulations.
worries. Yeah, 21st of Feb, Waterloo. Horse and Stables is the name of the pub, starting at 8:30. Finishing at 9:30. We'll see you there. You can get tickets online. We'll also have the links on all our social medias.
We
so
look
check it out.
forward to meeting you.
Yeah.
I'm sure we'll do meet and greets afterwards.
Do you have
Yeah.
good listeners
Sign-ins.
numbers on this?
Yeah.
How many?
Well, we're not going to talk about it.
Come
on
on,
air.
stat. Give me the
we're not-
stats.
we get enough to sell out the show. Right, guys, this has been All I Do Is Fail. Thank you very much, Ali.
Thank you for having me, Tom.
Thank-
Also, just quickly, my own
Oh, yeah, I
stand-up
forgot
show before, I think this will go out before, is the 5th and the 6th of February at 8:30 p.m. at Horse and Stables as well. So you're more than welcome to come to that.
I'll come to
the
that.
links- More than welcome. Come along, Chloe.
That'd be nice.
The links will be in my bios, so come along.
I will not come, but I will come to yours.
Hey!
Thank you very much, guys. Bye.
Bye.